Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Coach U Show. Do you want to know how to make your LinkedIn post show up in ChatGPT? Today, we have Joshua Bealey. He and I go back like 20-something years, back to the days of Yahoo and all that. He is the #1 LinkedIn authority. He is the dopamine dealer. He's the podcast host of Standout Authority. He owns 18-something companies.
Throughout the last 20 years, yes, sir.
Yeah, and we're here at DealCon in Miami doing deals. But I wanted you to see what he's doing on LinkedIn. He was showing me all the stuff on his phone. And I thought, Josh, you've got to show our people what is going and some of the techniques that you're using for headlines and articles and so forth.
Yeah. I mean, Dennis, I love this. And you know, it's amazing, right? Because I look back in, I think when you started your podcast, I was one of some of the early guests, right?
Yeah.
And we go back in, I mean, like what, 2019, 18?
Yeah.
So it's great to be able to sit here in all the years that we've kind of gone through. But, you know, y'all, I was telling Dennis, one of the biggest things that we're using LinkedIn for right now, outside of this LinkedIn being one of the most powerful platforms out there, is the fact that Microsoft owns LinkedIn. Microsoft also, I can't use the word own, Dennis, because people yell at me all the time, but they have a massive controlling interest in OpenAI. And so they're using LinkedIn for the future of search, generative search, and they're indexing LinkedIn for that aspect. And because of what we call now AEO, because we have the SEO master here, and we're seeing that evolution of answer engine optimization, LinkedIn plays really, really well into being able to make sure you are the answer for the next decade on these LLMs. And so when I was showing Dennis, really was, y'all, one of the biggest things, hacks that we're using, Dennis, I hate that word hack. Because again, y'all, hacks. Techniques, right? Because I mean, hacks, you got to go through, you got to learn a new hack every time. But y'all, LinkedIn articles are the key, right? Because we're looking for that long form content. We are seeing LinkedIn articles getting indexed on Perplexity within 1 hour of being able to do this technique I'm about to show you. And I mean, even prior to that, y'all, like when you think about the SEO aspect of it, when you're doing and leveraging LinkedIn articles, which most people go, I don't get that much traction.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about what you're getting traction on LinkedIn. It's about where you're actually being indexed across the globe.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the bigger play that everyone needs to understand. And let me just pull it up here. So when I'm looking, I was showing Dennis, y'all, my LinkedIn and how we're actually shifting. So one of the main things we talk about the articles, and hopefully y'all can see, I'll bring it up here. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but the LinkedIn article headline is the question. And what we're talking about in that first line is being able to go through and being able to give that answer to the question in the first lines of the prompt. Because what AI is looking for, Dennis, is to be able to go through, and the faster we're able to be able to give it. I mean, like, I go back. All right, Dennis, remember how we used to get hit up in the ad business? If you didn't give the ads fast enough, it's only at half a second.
Yeah.
Well, this needs to be at 1/10 of a second, or the ad's not going to show up. And then most people are going like, what the hell? But I want y'all to be able to think about that, right? Like, it's the speed, and we're not only training human beings, we're training AI right now. And so when we're using this technique, we're actually able to be able to go in and be able to get that index at an extremely high level on Copilot, on ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity right now. And we're seeing that sometimes within 1 hour, but always we're being able to get that indexing within 24 hours, which has allowed me, where Dennis was so nice to be able to say I'm one of the top LinkedIn experts in the world. If you look on ChatGPT, because of the techniques we're using, that is why. Because when you search up who are the top LinkedIn experts, I am one of the top 3 out there because of these specific strategies right here.
Amen. So why an article versus a post on LinkedIn?
So because of the long form content, right? Like, that's the one thing that AI is looking for. They want to be able to take in a lot more content to be able to go through. Yes, posts are getting indexed, but not at the same level because you don't have a title to be able to go in, because being able to have these Q&A blocks, you've got to be able to actually have the different title with the answer. And yes, we are doing Q&A blocks in the posts as well, but it's going a little bit slower. What I love about articles, and I think what AI does as well, if you have a podcast, like the one we're on right now, you can actually add video into them. You can have text, you can have audio. So it does all the media formats, and you can even have a backlink within that article to be able to actually work for you as well.
Explain to folks, what is a Q&A block? Why do you have it in your about? How do you structure your articles around that?
Yeah, I mean, and Dennis, it's a great question, man, because right now we are doing the Q&A blocks across the board, because that is what AI is looking for when we are typing in. We are moving away, Dennis, from this world which you've done extremely well, and me as well, of 10 listings, right? We are moving into a 0-click mentality because if you cannot be able to, I guess the easiest thing is if you can't gain a client without them leaving the site they're on, you're living in a false reality of where we're going, right? You have to be able to acquire that client. So when you talk about Q&A blocks and ChatGPT, you get one answer.
Yeah.
And so the better that you're able to lead that answer to be able to go through, like I push everyone, right? Same thing with Dennis, right? I tell you every single time we go through all the top LLMs and we search every month trying to see what I want to show up for and if I'm showing up or if someone else is. And when I find that I'm showing up, I continue to reinforce that into my about section. And then I'm actually taking those same themes for the month into my 2 articles that I run 2 different newsletters every single month that are LinkedIn articles as well. And that allows that indexing to be able to happen.
You know why I think, Josh, that your LinkedIn strategy of doing the Q&A in these articles and whatnot will be even more powerful because of ChatGPT ads?
Oh,
so think about that.
I didn't even think about that.
ChatGPT, as you know, is starting to run ads. So that's all about now any kind of, because they're doing it on the free and I guess they're low tier.
Yeah.
If they're
forget about it because we're paying for the pro.
But if ChatGPT is making money on ads, they make money. The more time you spend in the system, the more money they make. The more money Google makes, Facebook makes, because it's free to the user because it's made money on ads. Well, guess what? If you can answer these questions and keep them on the site, LinkedIn wants to keep you on the site. ChatGPT wants to keep you on there because it's ad driven.
Correct.
All the more important, that enhances the 0-click problem.
And that's what we're seeing, right? I mean, that's a great, astute way to be able to look at it because you're right, that they do not want you to leave site. And the more that they keep around the site, and that's why we're seeing too, we got the other social engines that are out there, but, Dennis, you and I were talking about this, like LinkedIn is one of the few platforms as well, because of that ownership from Microsoft. They've got ChatGPT or OpenAI built in the backside. They've got, if you want to talk about the corporate world, Copilot. People don't think about Copilot, but that's where the corporations are using that all the time, and it's indexed across everything. It's one of the most slept on AI platforms I see, at least for the general public. And then what they're doing is they have that technology built in, and on top of that, they're actually taking from Meta and using Llama 3 as an open source across all their content. So now in the search bar, where we used to go, oh, I'm on LinkedIn, I want to be able to search for Dennis, or I'm looking for that. You are literally going through and putting regular language questions built into the search bar, and it's helping you identify that. So that's what they're trying to be able to do, not only for the indexing for generative search, because it's one of the most trusted platforms, they're keeping you on platform and they're allowing you to feel natural language and how you're actually connecting with everyone on there and staying on that platform.
It's crazy. In the same way that YouTube is part of Google, and thus YouTube has been a big focus in 2026 with podcasting and videos to be able to rank in Google because it's owned by YouTube. Doing what Josh is saying on LinkedIn is a great backdoor in the ChatGPT.
100%. Well, even on Gemini, my friend. So you talk about that. Like I tell everyone right now, if you're going to spend your time, spend more time on LinkedIn and YouTube. When you look at how content gets indexed and how long it stands the test of time, I think the last numbers I was looking at, Dennis, content from LinkedIn and YouTube lasts about 10 years. Think about that. How long does an Instagram
How many
post
dog
last?
years is that?
I mean, like people don't pay attention. Like I want that content to stand the test. If we're going to take the time out to do a podcast like this, and you're going to create content, do you want it to last for a couple minutes, or do you want it to be able to be found for a long time? That's why we're doing these Q&A blocks. And then we talk about Gemini because that SEO, Gemini looks for long form content. Because it's already being indexed at a high domain authority. That's why Gemini, it's getting indexed highly on Google. I promise you, everyone here, if you look up your name on Google or you look up Dennis or me, most times, well, not Dennis because this man knows SEO better than anyone. So, but most of us, your LinkedIn profile is going to be the top searched, if not number 3 on Google. And so when you're actually doing these long form contents and how fast they're getting indexed, you're now hitting Gemini at the same time. So when you use a strategy for YouTube and you're throwing these articles in there, it's a no brainer. You're going to become that answer for the next decade.
Consider this. If you're a podcast host and you've got a list of questions that you've asked other people, you've naturally created an article that has Q&A blocks in it.
100%.
So any podcast episode that you have been on or you've interviewed other people, you can chop it up to be an article on LinkedIn. So that's a free arbitrage opportunity.
We do that for all our clients. And it's amazing because now, not only do the articles, y'all leverage the newsletter feature, right? Being able to go in, because now you're not only being able to hit the notification on their desktop, you're actually getting the email as well into that audience. And we're seeing massive upticks. So we've been doing this for some of our clients on the podcast side. And we won't even do one podcast. We'll do their top for the month, their top couple podcasts, and being able to go there, you get that super indexing that kicks in.
So do you just space it out with articles and posts on LinkedIn? What's the way to execute that?
Right now, I mean, what we're doing is Dennis, man, I'm very blessed, right? Like I get to be able to work with some of the men and women that I used to read their books on how to be able to start my own companies 20 years ago. And, it's not a numbers game on LinkedIn. Like literally for most of our clients, very well-known individuals, we're not posting more than 3 times a week, y'all. And so what we're doing is that those 3 times a week, what we're kind of looking for is it's almost like a 360-degree way of how we're doing it. We're setting themes for each week. And the theme actually goes to an higher level theme for the entire month. Every month we have a theme that we're trying to be able to hit. And then we break those up into 4 different content pillars for the 4 weeks. Because the longer we stay that consistency, we're building the story longer and longer. And AI likes that as well, because what you're looking for, AI wants to be able to look for the people that have been doing the same thing for long periods of time. That shows consistency. Right? This is why a lot of our friends that have been in the world for a long time, they keep on going there. They were selling prompts for a while and they were doing all this.
Yeah.
They're not going to get indexed.
Yeah.
So we're using that same thought process because you and I have been doing this so long. That's how we show up into our content aspect, into being able to go through. So we do two newsletters a month, and then we're doing the 3 posts a week. Yeah. Being able to go in, and one of those being video. The only other piece that I'll share. So Dennis, last year, I mean, you and I didn't talk about this. So 2 years ago, I think my LinkedIn views only matter so much, y'all. Like again, Dennis and I don't talk to you. You want to have conversations. You want to build engagement. You want to create opportunity. But I know the world always loves, like, how many views did you get on your content? 2 years ago, 2.5 million views on LinkedIn. Last year, I did almost 50 million views on LinkedIn. And that is because of what we're talking about right now, these Q&A blocks. But one other cool thing. So you and I have been doing this for a long time. You remember newsjacking.
David Meerman Scott created that term and wrote a book on it.
Yeah. And a lot of people go, oh, that was scammy and stuff like that. But I want everyone to pay attention because LinkedIn is hiring editors at an all-time high rate. Because again, the LinkedIn news team runs that platform. We don't live anymore in a 24/7 news cycle. We live in a 24/7 media cycle. And so they're looking for these opportunities. And so what you look at comparably to Instagram or to TikTok and the hashtags that are going through, what are the viral hashtags right now? The top right-hand corner, if you look at your LinkedIn desktop, you have the news feed. That is your trending hashtags. It tells you how many readers are going in. And what you're able to do, y'all, and again, we're going back to this AEO, getting indexed for these answers, is being able to go through it's recency. What are you talking about? Are you talking about something that happened 5 years ago? Or are you talking about something that happened this week that's priority in the news? AI looks for that. And so what we take is, how do we actually go through, and I call it my 3-2-1 series of being able to newsjack. It's okay, here's 3 lines of context of what's going on in the news right now. Here's my perspective, 2 lines of perspective, and then one outcome of what I believe and asking a question to be able to draw the audience in. And that right there has been amazing at being able to get more visibility, Dennis. But again, as I pull it back to AEO, what AI looks for is not our name coming out of our mouths, right? That's why I'm so happy to be, over Dennis, because Dennis is talking about me. The more Dennis talks about me, the more I get shown up in AI. It's the same thing. The domain authority that LinkedIn has, because the Moz score is 100 out of 100, when you talk about SEO being able to go in, everyone. Yeah. The LinkedIn news team, if you look at how they rank their articles, all they are is posting resharing other people's posts around those news content feeds. And so now you have LinkedIn, a high domain authority, resharing your content. And now you get massive visibility boost, not only on LinkedIn, but across the LLMs.
Incredible, on topical authority.
Yeah.
So Joshua Bealey and his partner Rachel are incredible. They're from Austin, Texas. Whenever we hang out, I love to have a meeting. And notice he says y'all, which is a Texas thing.
It is a Texas thing.
What's the plural of y'all?
You all.
All y'all.
Oh, y'all. Oh, y'all, you all. I'm like, I said it so long, I don't even know what the plural is anymore.
This is incredible to hear from the standout authority, LinkedIn ads expert, the dopamine dealer. 50 million views per month
I was in the
or
top
per year.
almost like 0.5% of visibility on LinkedIn.
That's crazy.
And y'all, like, I don't care about that. I was
Yeah.
just featured by another guy that I've known for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, remember when we were going up the Ben Edelman's, you know, he went through and looked at everyone.
Yeah.
Edelman got me once at least, you know, but you know, good for him. This guy, all of a sudden I get this tag that I featured. He goes, Josh stands for what he actually teaches.
Yeah.
He went through all my engagement, pulled all the numbers that he could, and I was showing at least around 18% engagement on my content.
Wow. 1 in 5. Incredible. I want to end with one last block, which we will clip. And the other thing that really inspired me about Josh is that we've been around in the same circles and whatnot for 20 plus years. And we see a lot of people come and go. And we're here in Miami at DealCon with people that we have seen over and over again.
Yeah.
And you develop a reputation over time. And we all quietly know who are the people that you want to do business with and who are the people you kind of want to avoid. And there's so much power. I know you've probably heard it, like it's your network and it's your reputation and it's inbound and it's warm leads are better than cold leads. But I wanted you guys to hear from Josh kind of how he thinks about networking and relationships and deals and branding.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I want y'all to be able to understand because now I'm hearing myself say y'all. This is the big thing. It's not connect and pitch, right? We forget what's going on. We forget that what you do is you connect. You have a conversation that builds a relationship. Relationships create opportunities. We are in a trust recession right now. And this is one reason why I told Dennis I come to DealCon. I told Tom, who runs it as well. There's not many events that I come to continuously more than once. And that's because, and especially an event, because Tom and DealCon, they were telling me they have 70% of the same people return every single time. And it's very similar concept being able to go through. And this is the thing. It's because of that trust, because people here are being able to go through, they're having conversations. These are people that are running real businesses and trying to learn not how to automate everything, not how to be able to hack everything. It's how we actually building these relationships. And that's what Dennis we're talking about, right?
Amen.
We come here, we see people, we're able to say and be able to share freely on how to be able to help the best people level up.
Amen. So come out and meet people in person. What's your industry? How can you go from being an expert in an area to a manager, to owning a company, to then brokering deals between companies, and then learn how folks like Josh make connections between other people? If you were here with me, following Josh around, seeing how he seems to know everybody, and you might think, I'm not that kind of person. I'm not super connected like Josh is. You might find that you actually do have that because we all know other people that we can connect other people. And it's just a masterclass watching him connect people that he knows in his network, doing it in person, and then sending text messages to other people saying, hey, you know what, Josh, I need you to meet this other guy. And then making a little video text message on the spot and whatnot. That's where he's creating tremendous value.
And I learned it from this guy. You know, I mean, again, you got Dennis over here trying to say about me, but you know, this is why we've been friends for over 20 years and continue to be able to do this and stay in the industry rather than having to jump around and going, oh, what's Dennis doing now? What's Josh doing now? We have stayed consistent, y'all, because again, it's about those relationships and being able to connect the right people and making sure that trust is at the core of everything that we do.
Amen. So like, share, comment. What questions do you have for Josh or me? What have you learned? What action do you want to take based on this that's going to help you improve your career and improve your business? And we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye, y'all.